It's about time you do, do, do. Back the Brinks truck up.
NBA Twitter is straight up drama. There's nobody better suited to explain everyone's tweets than Kendrick Perkins himself. Without further ado, welcome to Master Perk Theatre.
What's up, Sports Nation? You know what time it is. Time for Master Perk Theater. Episode 8. Let's get started. King James himself, by the way, at Damian Lillard and at Steph Curry 30, simply ain't fair. I literally kept telling them to back up further and further to shoot, and what did they do? Exactly. Hand over the face emoji. Hey, Bron, you think you slick. I see what you're doing right here. I see what you're doing. Look, I watched the All-Star game, and I saw you, Steph, and Dame cheesing from ear to ear, high-fiving one another and chest bumping and all that. Don't you be tampering now. I know what y'all trying to do. Trying to team up, talking about it was a joy to play with one another and all that. I get it, but I know you. I know you. I see what y'all doing over there. Carry on. Next up, Baker Mayfield. Almost 100%. Em and I just saw a UFO drop straight out of the sky on our way home from dinner. We stopped and looked at each other and asked if either of us saw it. Anybody else witness this? Hey, Baker. The only UFO that you have seen or been a part of is the UFO called the Browns, meaning y'all one-hit wonder. We saw y'all one time in the playoffs, and then y'all probably gonna disappear. We probably won't see y'all again. You know you didn't see no damn UFO. Carry on. Next up, Adam Schefter. Cowboys are giving Dak Prescott a 4-year, $160 million deal, including a record $126 million guaranteed, sources tell ESPN. Woo, woo. It's about time, Jerry Jones. Look, I ain't mad at you. It's about time you back the Brinks truck up. But I'm happy Dak got his letters, okay?
Tell him to bring me my money.
Yeah! Carry on. Next up, Allen Robinson II. Per sources, Andre Drummond will be signing with the Nets. They get some reinforcement on the defensive end and the glass. Look for them to still be active around the trade deadline, LOL. I want to say to the dummies out there that actually thought that Allen was serious on this tweet, shame on you. Because you could never take someone serious who put a LOL at the end of their tweet, okay? That's the first thing. Second thing, he's not going to the Brooklyn Nets. Drummond probably will be a Laker. That's my prediction. Carry on. Next up, Metta World Peace. No disrespect, but if Jordan didn't retire, he would have had 10 rings. Hey, Metta World Peace. One thing I know about you from watching the brawl at the Palace is that I'm not a guy that's about to argue with you, okay? I know if I see you in a fight with a bear, I'm just gonna pour honey on you because I know you want other bears to come along so you can whoop them too. So if you say Jordan should have 10 rings, then damn it, he should have 10 rings. Carry on. And I appreciate you, my good people, for watching this episode.
Hey, LeBron, welcome back. Hope you're good and rested. What just over this last week, as you reflected kind of on where this team is, what do you feel like needs to happen in order for you guys to repeat and achieve your goals this season?
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like we definitely needed to break. I feel like mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever the case may be, and so on, guys just kind of needed to get away from the game, get away from it all, and be with their families or be with their loved ones, be with their friends, and like I said, just kind of just get away, get away from the game, get away from the grind and things of that nature. And I think it's going to benefit our team. Obviously, only time will tell. We see very soon as we have a game tomorrow night. But I'm looking forward to this practice today. Just getting back to with the guys, fresh minds. And hopefully a lot of guys get so much rest that they got fresh bodies too. So we see.
Dave?
About the last time you were going for a repeat back in 2017, you felt compelled to speak up about what the roster was, in your view, was lacking heading towards the trade deadline. Is there anything that, in your view, needs to happen, and what would that be to to better your chances of winning that second title this year?
Well, I'm not in the mind frame of what needs to happen as far as our roster. For us, what needs to happen is we just want to play better basketball with the group that we got. And I believe in every guy that's in our locker room and every guy that hits the floor on every given night. Obviously, throughout the course of the season, if there's an opportunity for your team to get better throughout, trades or throughout, the market of guys, getting bought out and things of that nature, you assess that then. But I don't really put my mindset to it. I don't really think about it right now in my career. I love what we have. And obviously, we've had some injuries, with the big one being the big B-Day of my brother today in AD. That's the biggest injury. But, from there on, we've had some other, things as well. But, I believe when we're whole and we're full, we can compete with anyone in the world.
Dan?
Hey, LeBron. Defensively, you guys are the most efficient in the league. How much of an equalizer do you think that can be for this team in terms of, if you're not shooting the ball well and stuff like that? Is that truly this team's identity? And is there still growth, do you think, even on that side of the ball?
Well, the fact that we're so damn good defensively it's saved us so far in the season because we haven't been great offensively. Haven't shot the ball well. We've had high turnover games at times. We haven't been, very inefficient, offensively, but we hang our hats on our defense, and that's always going to give you an opportunity to win. When you're able to trust your defense, you're able to get multiple stops throughout the course of the game, which allows your offense to get, into a rhythm. So we want to continue to get better. I feel like there's been times throughout the season where we weren't as good, where we've had some miscues that was our fault, where we've lost some games because it was our mistakes. And we have an opportunity to continue to get better. So looking forward to this.
Hey LeBron, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed what little break you had. You took off the last game before the break, and not in terms of rest, but the back half of the season has 8 back-to-backs in 35 games, and it's really, really jam-packed. Is there maybe? Do you imagine that you might approach that in what nights you play more strategically, not in terms of rest, but in terms of preserving yourself for the playoffs? Is that change at all because the back half is so stacked?
No, not for me. It's go time. The second half of the season, and it's time to get, prepared and making that turnaround, that last lap going into the postseason. So if I get to that point, we cross the dam. But you guys know me by now. I'm not into looking ahead saying, okay, let me take this off or take that off. No, it's go time for me.
And just as a follow-up to that, how do you want to feel physically by the time the regular season's over?
I mean, it's my body would tell me that. I mean, I want to feel as good as I possibly can, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to be healthy again. I mean, I haven't been healthy since the first year I entered the league. You get bumps and bruises and nicks and knacks throughout that. I mean, I've been, I do a great job of just keeping my body in the best, possible shape that I could possibly be in that particular season. But more importantly, it's not about my body, it's my mind, and as long as my mind is fresh, then I can get over the bumps and bruises that my body may endure. So, and at the end of the day, my mind on the floor, gets me through games, and I'm still able to play at a high level that you wouldn't really understand, just because of my IQ.
Last two, BT. What's up, Brian?
What's up, B?
If they're all good.
No, all good.
Or do you normally wrap up after the second half of the season compared to how much you ramp up even more in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this year has been, totally different. It's been like no other year that we've seen before. Well, obviously with the shortened off season and things of that nature. So, but that first half of the season, I wanted to just try to get my legs back up underneath me, get my wind going, get my rhythm going. And now that I have that, now I know I can just, give it a little bit more, push it a little bit more. You start, I kind of use the first half of the season as being in like gear 1, 2, and 3. And then, in the second half being in more like 4, 5, 6. And then when the playoffs started, you went 7, and that's kind of the way I've always kind of, judged it over the last few years of my career. on just ramping up more and more and more as the months go on and as the games go on, going into the playoffs.
Last question, Mark Medina.
LeBron, two-parter here. In lieu of Team USA releasing the finalists of the roster for the Olympics, I presume it's probably too early to know how you're feeling about that, but to what extent does the end of the Lakers season influence what your interest will be with the Olympics?
Well, obviously, that plays a big part of it on, how I'm feeling, what my family is thinking about as far as after the season, things of that nature. So a lot of it has to, a lot of player, variables goes into that. But I'm happy to be a part of the finalists. It's always an honor. It's been an honor for years and years.
Embiid overtaking LeBron last night as MVP favorite, according to Caesars Sportsbook. LeBron, a four-time regular season MVP, emerged as the front-runner in late January before being surpassed by Embiid. Now, LeBron's Lakers are currently third in the West, while Embiid's Sixers are in first place in the East. Max, more likely to win MVP, Max Kellerman. Is it King James or Joel Embiid?
LeBron James is more likely to win it than Embiid. And as you know, I was saying since early this season, Embiid's the MVP if it ended today. But I'm talking about my own opinion about at the moment. As Stephen A would say, these things are in flux.
Fluid.
They're fluid. Sorry.
Yes.
They're fluid. It's
fluid.
Fluidless.
Yes.
But I would say this. Embiid, although he's been in shape this season, does not have an injury history that inspires confidence over the course of a full season. LeBron, much more so, especially in recent years. And then you add, there's always that possibility with Embiid. But then you also add to the fact that LeBron's going to have to keep the Lakers afloat and has done so without AD. And that LeBron is getting older. And guys, he hasn't won an MVP in almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. I think the feeling will be, also, by the way, even though he has AD, Embiid has Ben Simmons, and Embiid has more around him. I think the feeling will be in the Western Conference, if the Lakers start to make hay and AD comes back, given LeBron's age, given that he hasn't won one in almost a decade, given the fact that he's getting older, everything, I think he is going to get the award if he makes it till the end of the season and continues to play how he's played.
He's not going to get it. Not going to get it. This award is going to go to Joel Embiid, who's averaging 30 and 11. Philadelphia 76ers are the number one seed. I think they'd have to completely collapse in order for Joel Embiid not to win the award. I also think that LeBron James is not going to prioritize it, primarily due to AD being out. He's going to carry a load good enough for you to get to the playoffs, good enough for you to make sure that you've got life beyond the regular season, so you're buying time for AD to return, ultimately get to 100% if at all possible, and make your championship run. It's not that the MVP award is not important to LeBron, because I think we all know it is. I just think it's not the priority that other things are. And because of that, I think that in certain respects, he won't have his foot on the gas to the degree that the Philadelphia 76ers, led by Doc Rivers, will have his team's foot on the gas, and Joel Embiid is leading the way. And Doc Rivers is going to ride that man by reminding him that no matter how great he has still underachieved in his young career. He has a lot to prove. Take the NBA by storm. Put everyone on notice that you are that dude. Make it official. That's what he is going to push Joel Embiid to do. Joel Embiid will answer the call. And I think because of that, the Philadelphia 76ers will end the season as a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. And I'm even going as far as to say this. I actually think James Harden has a better shot of knocking off Joel Embiid to win MVP honors than LeBron James will, but primarily because LeBron James won't prioritize that.
I would agree with you about James Harden, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. I would have said Harden had he been in Brooklyn the whole time.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to give it to him. I think he's got a better chance than LeBron.
So right now, I think it's going to come down to Embiid and LeBron. And I think there's going to be a sentimental vote for LeBron. First of all, it's not that he doesn't deserve to be considered, but people are going to look back and go, wait a minute. LeBron was the best player in the world for like 10 years, and you didn't give him one MVP award? Now, he has four MVPs altogether, 4 second-place finishes, 3 third-place finishes. It's not like he hasn't finished up high. But I think it is at a certain point, he's been the best over this span, and he has not won it, and he's not getting any younger. There will be sentiment. There will also be wise old basketball heads like Stephen A. Smith, who's going to say stuff like, LeBron kept them afloat without AD. LeBron's orchestrating the whole team. He's not on as deep a roster. He's playing in the Western Conference. All of those things combined with the sentiment for LeBron will give him the award.
Well, we all know that my words are going to be very, very profound and impactful. We understand that. I mean, if I'm sitting there and I'm saying that LeBron needs to be the MVP, the world is going to stop. They're going to be transfixed over what I say, and then they're going to make their judgments accordingly. Now, whether they agree or disagree with me is a different ballgame because, you know, like most folks who are great, I mean, you have your naysayers and you have your supporters.
Your Naismithers.
You know what I'm saying?
Your naysayers and your Naismithers.
And the Naismithers and the naysayers.
Yeah.
We get that. I like that. We use that. The point is we have that. But in the end, you know, ultimately, your production will rule the day. And I'm saying that you know, I'm definitely going to play a role in elevating LeBron James because my words are that profound. We understand that. But I will not ignore the greatness that I'm seeing from Joel Embiid or James Harden, and I think that they're going to end up right there.
I thought Embiid, as you know, I've been saying since like the second week of the season, MVP. Embiid's the MVP. I haven't gotten off of that. But there's a difference between saying if the award was given today, I think that guy should get it, and I believe that they're going to give that guy the award.
Right.
I've always thought this year, LeBron, I thought Luka early on, but based on the season he's had so far, I don't think he'll get it.
I don't think LeBron is one that's going to ever get sympathy votes.
I don't know.
I don't think the word sympathy comes up. I don't think
is the last
not when he's a champion, but considering he's the reigning, defending NBA champion, you know, NBA Finals MVP. I think that when you look at LeBron James, nobody's going to sit up there and give him a sympathy vote because they don't think he's warranted sympathy.
You know how many MVPs they gave Jordan? He deserved 10.
I know.
He got 5.
I know.
LeBron's sitting on 4.
Yeah.
You think LeBron don't want it?
Yeah, I know he wants it. I know he wants it, just not as bad